The campfire crackled merrily, casting dancing shadows on the faces of the four friends huddled around its warmth. Above them, a canopy of stars twinkled brightly in the night sky. The air was cool and crisp, carrying the scent of pine needles and damp earth. They were deep in the heart of Redwood National Park, miles from civilization. They had been sharing spooky stories, each one trying to outdo the last. Laughter punctuated the tales, easing the tension built by the creepy narratives. But, as the night wore on, the stories took on a darker, more unsettling tone. Maya, her dark eyes reflecting the firelight, leaned forward.
"Have you heard of the Whispering Woods?"
she asked, her voice barely a whisper. Jake, the resident skeptic of the group, snorted.
Whispering Woods? Sounds like something out of a cheesy horror movie.
He tossed another log onto the fire, sending sparks spiraling upwards. Undeterred, Maya continued, her voice low and steady.
"Legend has it that deep within these woods lies a place where people disappear. They say the forest whispers to you, calls your name, and lures you deeper into its heart, never to be seen again."
Emily, her eyes wide with a mixture of fear and fascination, asked.
And what happens to these people?
Maya replied, her gaze fixed on the flickering flames.
"No one knows for sure. Some say the woods feed off their energy, their fears. Others believe they become trapped, lost forever in the forest's embrace."
Jake laughed, his voice loud in the stillness of the night.
Sounds like a load of nonsense to me, just a bunch of spooky stories to scare kids.
Later that night, nestled in her sleeping bag, Maya couldn't shake off the unsettling feeling that had settled over her. The wind rustled the leaves outside their tent, sounding eerily like whispers. Then she heard it, a faint whisper, barely audible, calling her name.
"Maya."
Her heart pounded in her chest. She sat up, straining to hear. The whisper came again, closer this time, filled with a chilling familiarity. It sounded like her grandmother, her voice warm and comforting, yet laced with an underlying urgency.
"Maya, come closer."
Unable to resist the pull, Maya slipped out of her tent and into the darkness. Section 4, Into the Woods, a Labyrinth of Fear. The forest was alive with strange sounds, rustling leaves, snapping twigs, and the distant hoot of an owl.
The whispers grew stronger, guiding her deeper into the woods.
She followed, her fear battling with a strange sense of longing. As she walked, she noticed peculiar symbols carved into the trees, ancient-looking runes that seemed to pulse with an unseen energy. The air grew colder, heavier, as if an unseen presence had descended upon the forest.
"What are these symbols? They feel alive."
Section 5. The Abandoned Cabin Secrets Etched in Dust. The whispers led her to a clearing where a dilapidated cabin stood bathed in the pale moonlight. Its windows were boarded up, and the once bright paint was peeling and faded.
"This place, it feels like a grave."
A sense of foreboding washed over Maya as she approached. Inside, cobwebs hung from every corner, and dust covered the furniture like a shroud. A fire had burned in the hearth long ago, leaving behind only ashes and the faint scent of smoke. On a rickety table, Maya found a leather-bound diary, its pages filled with faded ink.
A diary? Maybe this holds some answers.
Section 6, Divided They Fall. The forest's grip tightens. The diary belonged to a young woman who had become lost in the woods decades earlier. She wrote of the whispers, the strange symbols, and the growing fear that consumed her. But most disturbingly, she wrote of the forest itself, how it seemed to feed off her terror, growing stronger with each passing day.
"This is terrifying. I have to get back to my friends. I have to warn them."
As Maya raged, she felt a cold hand grip her heart. She had to get back to her friends, warn them. But as she turned to leave, she realized the whispers had stopped. The forest was silent, eerily silent.
"Why is it so quiet now? This can't be good."
She stumbled out of the cabin and back into the woods, her mind racing. She had to find her way back, had to warn her friends. But the forest seemed to have shifted around her, the once familiar paths now strange and disorienting.
No, this can't be happening. I need to find them. I need to get out of here."